that I keep a check.
Community.
Community. Okay.
I'm trying to practice. He's messing with me.
Huh?
Community.
Yeah.
Combining.
Wait, wait,
Combining.
We are the children. Everyone should love like we love, and that will make the world a better place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Why do I do that?
Community to combine like my shared values, goals, and
Everyone should love like we love.
expectations,
And that will
family, and
make the world
service,
a better
house, and
place.
love. Purpose. The reason we strive to create and complete the goals we have set. Our need to secure safe futures for our children take priority. Hope. The trust we invest in our community,
And
the bond we make with our neighbors,
this
community,
is all about
family and
friendship.
services, house and love, duty and prosperity, steeped in purpose.
I'm sorry. I think this one like better because it actually like make sure that like even the back like people in the way back can actually hear you. It is.
I'm just saying that this one works better.
Hello, hello.
Okay. We are the children. Everyone should love like we love, and that will make the world a better place.
Community. Love. The building block of family, duty and prosperity steeped in purpose. As our community grows, as our desire to maintain our values expands with it. Our need to secure safe futures for our children take priority.
Just read.
Children, the future of our hopes and dreams that creators are all the way in the way back. Oh no, I don't think I don't think so.
She did not.
Yeah, she has another copy, but
Actually, did not do it.
she has like she does have her own copy. Just that it's only love, ads, and children. So for the most part, I'm reading like 5.5 of the sentences in the thing. Jayla. What? We have to get ready. Like giving that smoke look like I'm doing something wrong. No, we literally. Okay.
We are the children. Everyone should love like we love, and that will make the world a better place.
So after he says that, then we start. Okay, got it.
Could you calm down, please?
Free. It's starting.
Hurry up.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, today.
Right now.
Community. Community. Hi. Hi.
Oh, heck nah.
So many people.
Cool. Oh, yeah, that's my art teacher at PYA. I'm right. I'm right.
Oh. Human.
Broken-hearted.
Gentleman.
And you're gonna hold hands when he says his part, okay? Get ready for that. Well, I don't know how to hold it up there. Yeah, oh, you can be on the other side. Oh, you're gonna be on the other side.
Hello. Hello.
Hey.
Are you still practicing?
Oh no. Oh wait, you guys are going first? Huh? You guys are going first?
Okay.
This mic? Are you talking about this mic?
Not yet. I'll tell you when.
all right. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Melanie Lemos, for that beautiful selection of Colombian music. And thank you all for joining us on this evening to celebrate Princeton students making an impact on creating a more just world for all of us. We are here in this lovely sanctuary and also virtually. Before we start, we made a few changes to the program. Unfortunately, Arena Yanuga is not here with us today. She is feeling unwell. So unfortunately, she will not be performing, but she will be here with us virtually. Before we start, let us introduce ourselves. Hello, my name is Benjamin Newland. I am a senior at Princeton High School.
Hello, I am Ida Siddiq. I am also a senior at Princeton High School. Me and Benjamin are previous awardees of last year, and we will be your MCs for tonight. We will hear from Ted Fetter, a longtime member of this congregation, who will do a land acknowledgement and bring greetings.
Thank you, Ida. I am very pleased to welcome you here to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Princeton on behalf of the Reverend Bill Neely, who's not able to be here tonight. But when I was asked to substitute for Bill, I was thrilled to say yes. As Ida said, I've been a member of this congregation for decades, but I've also been a leader of Not in Our Town for decades. I am very proud to welcome you here on both of these functions for me. I have been asked to do the land acknowledgement, but a specific land acknowledgement. There is a Not in Our Town land acknowledgement which is read and which is in the program on the bottom of the cover page. But a few days ago, the folks asked me to do this congregation's land and people acknowledgement, which I will share with you. This is an acknowledgement approved by our congregation that was developed in partnership with the Nanticoke Lenni Lenape folks. Here it is. The land and waterways upon which the congregants of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Princeton gather and live are the ancestral and unceded Lenape-Hoking territory of the Lenni Lenape Nation. We honor the contributions of their ancestors, those now in the diaspora, and the Nanticoke Lenni Lenape, Ramapo Lenape, and Powhatan Lenape, who continue to live in the area we call New Jersey. We pledge to work with them to dismantle the legacy of oppression of indigenous peoples and to live in harmony. Thank you all. Welcome again.
Thank you, Ted, and the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Princeton for this beautiful sanctuary and building space. Thank you to Reverend Bill Neely, the UUCP staff, and Kevin Trainer and Sharon Copeland and the Racial Justice Ministry for hosting us, assisting with technology and helping with the reception.
We will now read the Not in Our Town Princeton mission statement. Not in Our Town Princeton is a multiracial, multi-faith group of individuals who stand together for racial justice and inclusive communities. Our focus is to promote the equitable treatment of all and to uncover and confront white supremacy, the system that facilitates the preference, privilege, and power of white people at the expense of non-white people and pits racial and ethnic groups against each other by upholding hierarchies based on proximity to whiteness.
Our goal is to identify and expose the political, economic, and cultural systems that have enabled white supremacy to flourish and create new structures and policies that will ensure equity and inclusion for all. In our commitment to uncovering the blight of white supremacy on our humanity, we take responsibility to address it and eliminate it in all its forms through intentional action, starting with ourselves and our communities. Traditionally, at meetings and events, Not in Our Town also acknowledges the millions of enslaved Africans and their descendants on whose backs this nation's wealth was created.
And so, before we hear from our older students, let us hear the wisdom from an even younger generation. Their great aunt, Sally Cornegay, will introduce their great nephews and niece.
Good evening, everyone. I hope everybody's stomach is full. I am the preparer of the food, and these are these are the neighborhood children who are our future. I want you to listen closely to what they have to say, because they are all activists in their own rights to overcome systemic racism, which is a disease that has taken over the world. I want to introduce Asim Williams, Khalil Gordon. This is Jalila Tenen. They are all my great nephews and niece, and Carlene and Lila are neighbors from the John Witherspoon neighborhood. They too are all friends, and together they will give you what love is all about.
We are the children. Everyone should love like we love, and that will make the world a better place.
Community, the combining of like minds, shared values, goals, and expectations, family and service, housed in love.
Love, the building block of family, duty and prosperity steeped in purpose.
Purpose, the reason we strive to create and complete the goals we have set.
As our community grows, our desires to maintain our values expand with it.
Our need to secure safe futures for our children to take prosperity.
Children, the future of our hopes and dreams, the creators of reality we have yet to know.
Hope, the trust we invest in our community, the bond we make with our neighbors.
Community, families, and services housed in love, duty, and prosperity steeped in purpose.
And we give you the children. Can we get a standing ovation for their performance? Thank you.
Thank you. Now we will take a moment of silent contemplation. Take a breath and think about those in our lives, in our communities, and the world who are in need of healing and for whom we are grateful. Thank you.
This is the 26th year of the Unity Awards. It began with honoring one student at Princeton High School nominated by Miss Shirley Satterfield, who continued to nominate a number of students over the years. And soon the awards included middle school students and more recently from the charter school. This award was actually created in 1998 by Ralston Gator, a congregant of Witherspoon Street Presbyterian Church, prior to the official formation of Not in Our Town Princeton in 1999 by 3 congregations. This one, the Witherspoon Street Presbyterian, of which Barbara Flythe, who was a founding member, is here, and also Ted Fetter, and the Nassau Presbyterian Church. Not in Our Town name derives from the one taken by the group of community members in Billings, Montana, who in 1993 stood up against hate crimes being perpetrated in their community.
This year, we have 8 Unity awardees, 1 student from the middle and charter school, and 6 from the high school. As well, we will hear from the 3 Not in Our Town Youth Fellows. We invite all of them and their supportive families to stand as they are able to or raise their hands. We are so appreciative to all who reached out to students to encourage them to apply for the awards and for your nominations of students. Thank you to all the community and education leaders who are here today, and to the members of the Not in Our Town Board of Trustees and Unity Awards Planning Committee, and to our previous recipients of the Unity Award. Please let us know who you are by standing or raising your hand.
Each of our awardees will come up after being introduced by their nominator. We'll then present them with their award and says a few words, followed by a hearing from our students. Each will receive a certificate that reads, "From your commitment and work to advance racial justice and equity and to build inclusive communities," and $150. We'll begin with an awardee, Helena Betru, an 8th grader from the Princeton Charter School, and hear first from Lisa Ekstrom, the assistant head of school, grades 5 to 8. Ms. Ekstrom, please come to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank Not in Our Town for including our school in these awards. It's something I look forward to every year. Tonight, we recognize students for their efforts to advance racial justice, equity, literacy, and address white supremacy in the Princeton schools and communities. If you work in a school, you know that provocative trolls on the internet have been recruiting kids with irreverent and offensive memes for the last decade, at least. These memes are homophobic, misogynistic, anti-Semitic, and racist. And the right kind of teenager finds their irreverence intoxicating, which is why they're so dangerous. Schools try to combat this kind of propaganda in lots of ways. And although organized programs and projects are very important in combating this kind of divisive bigotry, sometimes someone can take an individual action that instigates a significant change in a school. I'm going to let Mrs. Sue Kushner, our school counselor, introduce Helena, but I want to say that sometimes the right person in the right place who says no, emphasizing the not in Our Town, can instigate an enormous change, and that is why we have nominated Helena tonight.
Thank you, Ms. Ekstrom. Helena Betru values respect for everyone, and she has worked to bring more respect into her community. This year, after being trained as a peer leader in skills such as listening to understand, communicating effectively, and facilitating groups, she has created and presented engaging lessons to fourth graders. Helena's lessons comprised discussions, skits, and games, showing how to handle mean and bullying behaviors. Helena is an upstander against racist comments and jokes. She challenges students who use such speech in her presence, and even when she's not present. For example, when told that a classmate had used the N-word when she wasn't present, Helena, unwilling to act on the basis of hearsay, found a witness who had confirmed the story. Then she reported the incident to an administrator, rejecting some classmates' efforts to stop her from doing so. The student who had used the N-word received disciplinary action. Finally, when a student addressed Helena herself with the N-word, she reported that incident too, and the students involved were disciplined. Helena is considering participating in student government in high school so she can learn how to lead and affect change in organizations. Her long-term dream is to become a lawyer and possibly work in racial justice issues. Congratulations, Helena. Helena was nominated by Counselor Sue Kushner. Now we will hear a few wise words from Ms. Kushner. Thank you.
I've known Helena since she was a fourth grader who came to our school, new in fourth grade, and she didn't let much time settle before she quickly made friends, and she had a very brave spirit right from the start. And as she got older, social challenges definitely got more complicated. Helena's interest in communicating effectively with others has only increased. Talking to people about controversial or upsetting topics is difficult at any age, but Helena is a natural activist. She is not willing to let a classmate's demeaning, insulting, or racist comments slide. We all know that it is very difficult to be held accountable, and people often get defensive. Helena shows remarkable skills of calling her classmates in rather than calling them out and losing the opportunity to teach and/or change behavior. When one of her classmates used a racial slur, she felt the need to put a stop to it. Her sense of social responsibility was strong. However, she spoke to them with respect and faith in their ability to improve. In my mind, this is the kind of leader the world needs most. Someone who can speak the truth respectfully in a way that leads to connection and wise action. In this way, Helena became a part of healing habits of harm. As James Baldwin said, a country is only as strong as the people who make it up, and the country turns into what people want it to become. We made the world we are living in, and we have to make it over. I know that Helena is becoming the kind of leader to do just that.
My name is Helena, and I am honored to be the recipient of the Not in Our Town Unity Award. I want to thank Ms. Kushner from Princeton Charter School for nominating me, and I also want to thank my family for teaching me to always be an advocate for myself and others. I hope I inspire others to always stand up for themselves and for what is right. Thank you.
Next is our awardee from Princeton Middle School, Scarlett Yu Chen Liu. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Liu. Congratulations, Scarlett. Scarlett Yu Chen Liu is an advocate for the Asian American Pacific Islander community. In the past year, she personally petitioned the Board of Education and Superintendent to recognize Lunar New Year as an official holiday. Lunar New Year fell on the Sunday this year, and the weekend was declared homework-free for the 2022-2023 school year in Princeton Public Schools. Scarlett wants Lunar New Year declared an observed holiday. However, so she continued her advocacy this year. Because of her efforts, the PPS district designated Lunar New Year a holiday on the school calendar when it falls on a weekday. As a result, for example, Princeton Public Schools will be closed on January 29th, 2025 to honor Lunar New Year. A gifted artist, Scarlett created portraits of Chinese American veterans of World War II to promote awareness of Asian Americans' contribution to U.S. history. These portraits were selected for inclusion in a book, 100 Years Immigration History of Chinese in North America, a hand-drawn picture book. Scarlett is a vocal supporter of the AAPI community in both school and town. At Princeton Middle School, she is the creative director for the Student Advocacy Club, which promotes civility in public discourse. For the Stop Asian Hate rally and the vigil held in Princeton in March 2021, after the murder of 6 Asian American women in Atlanta, Scarlett created a memorial, a tri-fold board with a picture and description of each woman. Through both her advocacy and art, Scarlett has demonstrated her commitment to equity and inclusion for the AAPI community and Princeton Middle School, the PPS district, and beyond. Now we will hear from Princeton Middle School Principal Jason Burr, who nominated Scarlett, along with Counselor Sharon DeSebastian. Mr. Burr will also present Scarlett with her award.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank the young people who started off this evening, and a signature phrase that I hung on to is the bonds of community. If you take a look around the room, I've been coming to this event for 13 years, and one of the reasons why I love to come to it is for that very reason. But that young man said it better. He gave me a good cue for this evening, so I want to thank him wherever he went to. I'm very proud whenever I get a chance to speak about one of my students, and I'm even more proud to be able to speak about a student that takes the time to really think about others the way that Scarlett Liu does. I hope you had a chance to see her art outside. She has had art portraits that she's made featured in a book on Chinese, immigration history of Chinese in North America. And if you look at some of her other portraits, you can see the work is very inspiring. But when you hear all this, it shouldn't be any surprise that she is a leader in our Student Advocacy Club. We're trying to promote positivity in our school and give everybody a place to become and belong. Scarlett is somebody who raises the standard for that every single day. I would like to add that she also has a birthday today. I always think it's important to honor children. In these bonds of community that we all share this evening, how proud we all must be of all the young people in the room. And so I want to say to all the awardees, congratulations. And this is my chance to take a picture with the birthday girl, Scarlett Liu. Well, thank you.
I'm Scarlett, and I am very grateful to receive this Unity Award. This award recognizes the effort I put in to advocate for the importance of Lunar New Year as a holiday in the Princeton Public School District. By successfully making Lunar New Year a recognized holiday, we are one step closer in making our school district more diverse and inclusive. This milestone has benefited both the AAPI community and the district. This award is not only for me, but for all the people who helped and supported this cause. This collaboration shows the strength of the AAPI community in our school district. In conclusion, I want to express my gratitude to my school counselor, Ms. D. Sebastian, my school principal, Mr. Burr, the Princeton Public School District, the board members, and all who contributed to making Lunar New Year a recognized holiday. Thank you, Not in Our Town, Princeton, for giving me this Unity Award.
Thank you, Scarlett. We hope you have seen Scarlett's artwork, which is in the main lobby. Next are Princeton High School awardees, and we will begin with the greeting from Ms. Foster, our interim principal.
Good evening. I wore my sneakers because it was such a long walk. I'm so glad I did. What a delight and privilege to be here with all of you in this absolutely beautiful space. This is my first time here, but I feel such a strong sense of community, and I'm grateful to Not in Our Town and also the Unitarian Church for hosting this lovely event for our students. As I stand here to celebrate these amazing students tonight, and I reflect on my 38 plus years in education, I continue to return to the notion that everything we do as educators begins with love. Now, I must admit, I'm a bit sentimental, but I'm not talking about that sentimental, mushy kind of love in rom-coms or the Hallmark Channel. No, in fact, I'm talking about a deeper love that exists and that we need to show and be witness to as human beings to make community, connection, and functional societies. Well-known leaders from the past, as well as current community leaders, insist on this deep facet of love, compassion, tolerance, trust, and truth in the movements for social justice. And one of my favorite quotes is from Dr. Cornel West, who says, "If justice is what love looks like in public, then education is what love looks like in practice." As our strong and empowered student leaders speak out, stand up, and take action, these students have already begun to understand that deep love at its core. The Talmud tells us that we're not expected to finish the work, nor are we excused from it. And this desire may seem like an impossible task, yet we're determined to do that work anyway. And we pass the torch for that work to these students and honor them as they take this unfinished work and commit to serve others, their community, and move goodness forward in the world. And it's my delight to welcome and honor these Princeton High School students.
Thank you, Dr. Foster. Our first PHS awardee is a junior, Kailani Harrison. Kailani Harrison is a dancer who embodies the notion of each one, teach one, reach many, and sees dance as an opportunity to promote understanding. Making it a personal goal to work with diverse members of her school community, she joined the Bollywood Club and became its leader this year. The club promotes an understanding of Indian culture not only for students with Indian heritage, but also for those from other cultures, lifestyles, and backgrounds, and also to have fun. During the year, Kailani worked to expand club membership in 2 ways. First, she recruited members from a variety of backgrounds, and second, she chose themes from various nationalities as the subjects of her choreography. Kailani has noticed strong enthusiasm for Bollywood Club and hopes to increase membership next year. Although the monthly meetings are usually attended by 20 to 30 students, as many as 200 have signed up for Bollywood at biannual club recruitment events. Students have been asking Kailani to hold meetings more frequently. Kailani planned and implemented the participation in Bollywood Club in 2 multicultural events this year. The first one, the Day of Dialogue. The Bollywood Club offered visitors henna, snacks, and a chance to try swinging a cricket bat. I must say, I tried and I failed. I'm sorry. Sorry to let you down. And the second one is the Asian Fest on March 18th. The club offered henna to visitors to their table. And during the performance period of the program, 24 members of the Bollywood program performed a 2-minute dance choreographed by Kailani for the occasion. Finally, this year Kailani also mentored younger dancers at Princeton Dance Center while serving as a role model. As one of Kailani's teachers attests, I have watched her perform and seen how the younger dancers in the company always look up to her. Kailani is still trying to define what she'll do in college and beyond, but she seems determined to find her way to teaching or in youth advocacy in the days ahead. Congratulations, Kailani. Kailani's nominator is Dr. Barnes Johnson. If Dr. Barnes Johnson could please come into the stand and make a few wise words.
Good evening, everyone. So, some of you may realize that I used to think that I too was going to be a dancer. And every real teacher knows that the joy of dancing is exchanged for the joy of learning when you get the gift to share with young people. Watching Kailani grow over the years and through the pandemic has been an important part of why she is nominated today. When I saw, for example, Kamala Harris take the stage as the first Indian, Black, biracial, female vice president, I was reminded that every little girl of any type of mixed heritage has a promise that is a seed in her soul. If that seed is allowed to grow in soil that allows you to dance, that allows you to sing, that allows you to jump, you deserve to be watered. And it is that gift that she has given me of simply to allow me to water her that I feel gratitude about. It is with tremendous joy that I nominate this person who may not know all that she is becoming in the days ahead, but I know that when I see her, she carries in her a light that others will see, and she has no problem transferring it. First to the little girls that see her in her tutu, and then to the people who see her wrapped in her sari. She is joyful, and she presents so much love. It is with that that I happily nominate Kailani Harrison for this tremendous award.
I'm honored to receive this award from Not in Our Town Princeton, an organization whose advocacy for equitable treatment for all people is so inspiring. I am privileged to live in a community where organizations like this exist and where we at PHS can convene student-led clubs to further that effort. The PHS Bollywood Club was started in 2019 by Ruchira Banerjee and has become a wonderfully diverse micro-community where I have been able to develop both leadership skills and meaningful friendships while also sharing a part of my cultural heritage through dance and film. I would like to thank the teachers and staff at Princeton High School and my dance teachers at Princeton Dance and Theater Studio for their continuing commitment to my education and all the selfless and dedicated educators in my life who have helped me reach my goals. In particular, I wish to express my gratitude to Dr. Barnes Johnson for her support, for being able to truly see me, and for providing me with opportunities to learn and grow. I'm also deeply appreciative of the mentors, friends, and family members who have encouraged me and believed in me. Thank you.
Our next PHS awardee is a junior, Melanie Lamos. Melanie Lamos focuses on rectifying systemic failures and equity and inclusion at PHS. As a member of an 8-person team, 5 students and 3 teachers, she helps identify problems and compile a list of demands for desired changes addressed to administrators and the Board of Education. The team follows the methods of the National Equity Project, which trains participants as week-long summer programs. Melanie attended in the summers of 2021 to 2022. The team has helped bring several changes to PHS. For example, as of this year, students can specify their own names and genders on student ID cards and history textbooks with a Eurocentric colonial perspective that has been replaced by books with a broader, more inclusive point of view. The team has shared its list of demands with other schools through a collaborative nationwide organization called the Building Equitable Learning Environments Network. Melanie also works with the children in 2 volunteer organizations. In her Corner House program, she teaches growing up as an accepted individual in America to 2nd graders and 5th graders. At PHS, she's in charge of a tuition-free music mentoring program for Princeton Elementary School students. In addition, she teaches clarinet to students in the program. From identifying systemic problems at the high school to teaching music to young students, Melanie has been contributing to making the Princeton schools more equitable. Kailani's nominator is Dr. Joyce Barnes Johnson. Oh, Melanie, sorry.
Hello again. So when you meet someone who you know is going to change the world, you would be remiss not to acknowledge that light. And from the very first day that I met Melanie, I said, oh, wait a minute. I know those eyes, because I knew the Lamos family. But then when I heard her voice, I said, but this one is just a little different. Melanie impressed me from day one with her intentional focus on equity. Not because she used the word equity, but because she right there decided that there was nothing about the experience that we were having that was equal. And what was even greater is she had no fear in competing, or airtime, if you will, with adults to say what she thought was the right thing for people of color and marginalized people everywhere. She was a critical part of the student leadership team that presented to Spanish-speaking families at the Princeton Middle School for their family night, and I knew then that not only was she going to change the world here in Princeton as she experienced it and we experienced it, but that she is going to change the world. So it was my delight to offer up this beautiful story about this amazing young person. Melanie.
So unfortunately, I lost my voice today, so I'm gonna have to cut my speech a little short. But I'd like to thank Dr. BJ, well, that's what I call her, but Dr. Barnes-Johnson, for nominating me for this award. I'm very honored. Through National Equity Project, which is what I did at PHS, I was able to create a more equitable community within PHS, and it has also been a very challenging but wonderful journey. And being able to work with adults like Dr. Barnes-Johnson has been an honor. And through music mentoring, I've gotten to use my music skills and teach my passion to young students just beginning their musical journey. So once again, I'd like to thank everyone who's helped me along the way, including my parents and my sister who has the same eyes as me. So thank you everyone for this award.
All right, thank you so much, Melanie. Next, we will invite Rachel Guhatha Kurta, one of the youth fellows, for a musical interlude entitled Romance. Everybody, please welcome Rachel to the stage. Thank you, Rachel, for your beautiful selection. Can we have another round of applause for Rachel? All right, we continue with our awardees from PHS, who are now seniors. The first one is Alex Copaliani. Alex Copaliani is committed to fostering understanding of diverse cultures and supporting them, not simply by organizing events, but also by redefining the process of organizing events. During the past school year, Alex has worked with 3 other students to create the Diversity Council, a former coalition of 13 cultural clubs such as Latinos Unidos, Black Student Union, Jewish Club, and Muslim Student Association, led by the new vice principal, Dr. Mantuano Laksamana. The council, in turn, planned the 2nd annual Day of Dialogue, initiated the inclusion in daily announcement broadcasts throughout the school of historical facts, current information, and inspiring quotes from various communities, including the AAPI, Black, and Hispanic communities. Alex was a key leader in the 2023 Day of Dialogue. Like last year's event, This year's Day of Dialogue featured fun activities such as food, trivia games, and henna dyeing that gave students tastes of cultures other than their own. Alex has played a pivotal role in overseeing planning. With his co-founders, he has made sure all participating clubs had safe spaces in which to hold planning meetings, equal representation at the Day of Dialogue, for example, by limiting the number of members allowed to staff each club's table. He played an important role in securing the financial support from the PTO and for all participating clubs. He created a common planning procedure for use by all clubs, resulting in an overall process that was more streamlined and straightforward than the process followed to plan last year's Day of Dialogue. This new, easy-to-use forms gave each club shortcuts for assembling financial proposals, floor plans, fluid plans, timelines, attendance plans. He organized a bake sale with his co-founder Zoe Newland as a fundraiser for the Day of Dialogue. The success of this year's Day of Dialogue was mainly due to the creation of Diversity Council, a well-constructed coalition of minority cultural club leaders. For now, as a result of Alex's hard work, the Diversity Council is here to stay and continuing to grow. Alex has also demonstrated his commitment to supporting both low-income communities and the environment by co-founding the Princeton High School Bike Club, a group dedicated to providing bicycles to people who can't afford new bikes as a way of making green transportation available to all. During the past school year, Alex and his club organized several events for donating or fixing bikes and bike parts. For example, during El Festival de la Herencia Latina, the club held a raffle, and 4 Hispanic students from low-income families went home with bikes. By the end of the year, with the support of Mayor Mark Freda and over 20 bike companies, which donated equipment worth thousands of dollars, the club had achieved its goal. Congratulations, Alex Copagliani. Now, as a peer nominator, I will speak from personal experience, and I must say, this essay was definitely not written by ChatGPT, I promise you. Never in my 4 years in Princeton have I met a person with such passion and such a remarkable work ethic. As the son of Georgian immigrants, Alex has always believed in the tradition of honor and duty to serve his community. From taking weeks to build a backyard patio for his family house, to growing his bike club from a handful to hundreds of members and gathering the support of 200 biking companies, Alex's discipline to push himself forward has made him a leader in our community. Alex has always been a warrior, both figuratively in the work he does and literally in his triple black belt in Taekwondo. Don't mess with Alex, that's all I have to say. And now he has emerged as a warrior of social justice. One day I asked Alex while he was building his family patio, "Why are you doing this work yourself? It's laborious. I mean, it could be outsourced. It's time-consuming. It's not worth it." To which he replied, "I work hard on this to give back to the immeasurable love and sacrifice that my parents and my community made for me when arriving in this country. Why would I outsource that love if I can give back myself? And so what if it's time-consuming? Giving time is love." For the first time, I realized that hard work and honest work has always been Alex's source of happiness and his way of showing gratitude to the world around him. Working alongside Alex in complex projects like the Day of Dialogue, the Diversity Council, and Social Service Awards this year has been an honor for me. And I hope his curiosity, resilience, and perseverance can bring forth new projects which can further achieve his dreams of improving the community, step by step. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex Copagliani, and I'd like to thank Ms. Wilma Solomon and the Princeton Unity Award Committee for recognizing myself and the tireless efforts of our community in building bridges of understanding and promoting social cohesion. Let us remember that our journey towards unity is a continuous one, requiring ongoing dedication and a shared vision. Together, and only together, can we achieve this vision. I'm grateful for the Unity Award and the recognition we have all received. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank Benjamin Newland, who has inspired me to do so much for this community. Thank you.
Our next senior PHS awardee is Caterina Elizondo Arevalo. Caterina Elizondo Arevalo is passionate about creating understanding of Latin American culture and countering stereotypes. Not only is she a hardworking student in her AP Spanish class, she is also an enthusiastic advocate of sharing Latino culture. With a strong appreciation for a multinational perspective, she has lived in Ireland, Mexico, Germany, and South Korea. She speaks up with a Hispanic point of view during class, striving to increase understanding of her culture. She does independent research and shares personal experiences related to the topics we dissect in class, such as politics, economics, and immigration. During Hispanic Heritage Month, she helped make sure that morning announcements at PHS included information about Hispanic culture. For the past 2 years, Caterina has demonstrated her leadership skills through sharing Latino culture via the Latinos Unidos Club. In the last 2 fall semesters, she helped plan a school-wide assembly featuring colorful, authentic presentations of Spanish performing arts. Last spring of 2022, she helped launch a new school-wide event called Festival Latino, featuring food, music, games, and dances. This spring of 2023, she played an integral role in planning the second Festival Latino, helping to make it an annual event. As a member of planning teams for these events, she's notable for working with respect and kindness for all other participants. Caterina has also demonstrated a commitment to the Latino community outside of school. As a member of the Generation 1 Club, she helped build a library at the Princeton Nursery School, which serves mostly children from low-income families, many of whom are Latino and Black. She also read to the children on a regular basis during the spring semester. With a passion that is contagious, Caterina has demonstrated a strong commitment to sharing Latino culture at PHS and dedication to supporting the Latino community at large. Caterina's nominator is Idania Rodriguez Mieja. Hola, señora.
She was unable to be here tonight. She was not feeling well and very sad about it. But I do have what she wrote, and I'd love to read it for Caterina and all of you. Caterina, it was my pleasure to nominate you for this prestigious award. You are a student who stands out from your peers for your exceptional leadership skills, intelligence, and your academic achievements, as well as your kindness and concern for others. Caterina, you are the definition of leadership and kindness. I really only met you this year, but over the course of that year, I found you to not only be an excellent student, certainly one of the top few I have ever taught, but perhaps even more importantly, an especially generous and thoughtful leader as well. Daily, I've delightedly looked forward to your enthusiastic, cheerful, and warm presence in class, and of course, our chats. Caterina, having you in class has been a joy. You have gone above and beyond in understanding and presenting the issues that are portrayed in the themes we discuss and explore in class at this school. You always brought insight, perceptiveness, and a positive attitude to our class discussions. You have a clear understanding of diversity, equality, and appreciation of cultures and languages. You are a clear leader. Katerina, you are an analytical thinker and a clear leader in our class's group projects, where you undertake the work and complete all the tasks of exceptionally high standard. You've demonstrated your leadership skills in many different ways, one of which was an integral member of the Latino Unidas Club. Unidas Club. As a member of the club, you have led with compassion to plan and help organize school-wide activities to promote, teach, and share the Spanish-speaking culture in a wide variety of ways. The Latino Festival, where we had food, music, games, dances, and many more. The school-wide assembly, where colorful, authentic performances from the Spanish culture were displayed and performed for all to enjoy. It is really amazing how well you can plan, lead, deliver, and delegate with kindness and respect. I will miss you in class. Actually, I miss you already. I know you will continue to thrive and continue to lead with passion and devotion.
Hi. First of all, I'd like to thank Not in Our Town for presenting this award to me and also for their work in the community. In such a diverse community like Princeton, it's crucial to have these types of groups that support minority groups and fight against white supremacy. Next, I'd like to thank my parents. Because of them, I've been able to be exposed to a multinational perspective. Having grown up in many different countries, it has instilled an appreciation for culture and diversity that will stay with me forever. Lastly, I'd like to thank Señora Rodriguez, the advisor of Latinos Unidos. Her support and encouragement throughout the time that I've known her has inspired me and will inspire me for the rest of my life. When I moved to the US 2 years ago, I struggled to find a community where I felt fully comfortable. When I joined Latinos Unidos, I feel like I found my people. Not only did I gain a passion for sharing my culture, I also gained a deeper love and admiration of my own culture and the people that share cultural experiences. The future may be filled with uncertainties, but I know that if people keep fighting against injustices, the cycles can break and we can continue to move forward together. Thank you so much to everyone in this room who has done their part in fighting against hatred, and I will continue working for a brighter future.
Congratulations, Katerina. All right, next up we have Gabe Silverstein is our next senior awardee. Hello, Gabe. Gabe Silverstein works on many fronts to foster understanding of anti-Semitism and stop it. Spurred by personal experiences, including name-calling and anti-Semitic jokes, and the observation of that Holocaust history in the curriculum has been reduced in recent years, Gabe has worked both within PHS and in the wider community to educate the non-Jewish public about Jewish history and culture and the nature of anti-Semitism. Most of Gabe's work at PHS has been accomplished as president of Jewish Club, a school club with 45 members, mostly non-Jewish, that promotes education about both Jewish religion and culture, including holidays and other traditions, and anti-Semitism. Club activities in this year included a school presentation on anti-Semitism with examples of stereotyping and ways to respond to it that attracted an unexpectedly large audience. A Hanukkah celebration featuring 1,000 donuts distributed, free of charge, to PHS students. Gabe raised this private money to finance the donuts. And when the students receiving the donuts asked the price of the donut, Gabe told them, "Next time when you hear an anti-Semitic slur, be an ally and stand up to the speaker. Gabe also hosted a talk at PHS by a Holocaust survivor who had been a passenger on the St. Louis, a ship with 900 Jewish refugees who were refused entry to the US just before World War II. The talk was delivered in person to the 10th grade and broadcasted to the rest of the school. Gabe has also participated in 2 related initiatives at Princeton High School. The Advisory Committee for Diversity, also known as the Diversity Council at Princeton High School, and the Jewish Studies Group, an organization of PHS students, parents, and staff who meet monthly to monitor the social climate for Jewish students. Outside school, Gabe is an intern with Stand With Us, a national organization devoted to education about Israel and anti-Semitism that also provides training in public speaking. He spoke at their international conference to an audience of 400 people. Gabe's dedication to education about Jewish culture and anti-Semitism is matched not only by his creativity in pursuing it, whether it be delivering a talk himself, arranging for talks by others, monitoring a volatile social climate, or sharing donuts with a message on a holiday. Gabe is helping his school and his community to never forget. Sometimes I would wish I had a donut, but congratulations, Gabriel. Gabe's nominator is Dean Diana Ligas. I don't know if she's here today. Oh, please come up.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm so surprised and so excited also to see some of our PHS alumni. So that just solidified how important this event is and how great it is. So great to see you all. Thank you. I am super also happy to stand here and speak to you a little bit about Gabe. Gabe is a PHS senior. I've had the opportunity to meet him in our newly created Student Wellness Center for Good Vibes at Princeton High School, which I would say Gabe probably had a hand in that name as well. This area outside my office space, the only way I can describe it is if I'm driving my daughter home from practice and I'm in the front seat and all the kids are in the back and you just listen and they talk. That's what it feels like in that space. So we hear a lot of things outside my door in the lobby and what's going on out there. So Gabe sits out inside in this lobby quite a bit, and I overhear him speaking to his friends and speaking to others, and his planning and discussions of things that educate and speak out about anti-Semitism at PHS and beyond. Because Gabe is such an open individual, he's ignited conversations in our office and outside of the office. He is actively engaged in initiatives that educate others about Jewish history and traditions. He serves as the leader of our Jewish club, and as we mentioned, he set up the wildly popular Donut Day that was in honor of Hanukkah this year, spreading awareness all throughout the school. He works at a camp and mentors Jewish youth, serves on committees school-wide that brought several speakers to PHS, and just to put it short, the work that he does are taking the steps to make Princeton High School a more welcoming and safe space for our Jewish students. Gabe is always a positive contributor to our wellness area. I am super glad that I have had the opportunity to get to know him this year. This has been a weird 4 years. I don't get to know all of our students because of COVID, but I'm really fortunate to get to know him this year. And so I am super happy to nominate him for the Not in Our Town Award. Congratulations.
Well, hopefully Jammin didn't jinx my public speaking skills, but here goes nothing. I just want to say, first and foremost, that I'm honored to be standing up here, staring at such a beautiful group of people, all these people so wonderfully changing our community and working to make an impact, and it's really felt, especially in the school, so I appreciate you all being here. I want to say that I think in the space of advocacy and activism, it can be daunting to get involved. But in my experience, I think I can boil it down to about a 4-step process, at least for me. The first step being to recognize. Recognize in the community pinpoint an idea or a problem that you see is wrong, whether it's gender inequality, racial inequality, or in my case, primarily anti-Semitism. You can't do anything until you pinpoint exactly what you want to work towards. The second step is to hypothesize. Once you identify what you want to change, you need to figure out what the impact you want to make is and how you can do that effectively. And the results are not always favorable, and that's a part of growing and learning as an activist. But when it is a favorable reaction from the community or feedback from the community with your efforts, then it's very gratifying. Step 3, once you identify what's wrong with the community and try to hypothesize a way to work towards it, step 3 is to reach out, because whether we like to admit it or not, we can't do everything ourselves. And there's people in the community, be it teachers, administrators, religious leaders, other organizations that exist to help you. And they can't help you unless you reach out after you've identified what you want to do and figured out how you're going to do it. The fourth step, and in my opinion the most important step, is to be confident. If you don't believe in yourself, then no one's going to believe in you. If you wake up the morning of a presentation or an outreach program and you doubt yourself about how you're going to be perceived by the audience or by a group of people, then you've already failed. Because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will believe in you. And none of those 4 steps mean anything if complacency clouds your perspective. Complacency is very dangerous. In our world, there is so much to be done, not enough time nor resources or people who care to do it. And if you're complacent, then you're already failing. Lastly, I'd like to thank a short list of people. First and foremost, Ms. Lagas for nominating me for this award and demonstrating continued support over the years. I'd like to thank Mark Merkovitz, Executive Director of Princeton Jewish Federation, for being my mentor in the Jewish community and helping me to be where I am today. I'd like to thank former Principal Frank Schmiel for giving me the confidence to have my voice be heard in the school community. I'd like to thank Kim Groom, Princeton High School social studies teacher, for encouraging me to be an active participant in our society and always putting a smile on my face. And finally, I'd like to thank Jamin. If you guys already couldn't tell, every time he opens his mouth, I'm inspired, and I'm sure you all are too. If the Constitution could be amended to let 18-year-olds be elected president, then he'd have a pretty busy summer. So until then, just enjoy it. But other than that, I'd like to say thank you and have a good rest of your night.
Our final PHS Senior Awardee is Sofia Alvarez Garcia. Sofia Alvarez Garcia is a student leader who has traveled great distances both literally and figuratively, immigrating with her family from Mexico to Princeton and transforming herself from an outsider to a leader at PHS. Initially feeling lost in her new home, she found ways to connect with classmates with newfound empathy and to give back to her community by joining several clubs. With Latinos Unidos, she helped plan Hispanic Heritage Month Assembly, the Latino Festival, and other events. She took a leadership role becoming vice president of the Minority Student Achievement Network. She took a leadership role becoming the co-lead of PULSE, which stands for Pride, Unity, Leadership, Sisterhood, and Esteem, a supportive community for young women of color created many years ago by PHS guidance counselor, Miss Shirley Sattersfield. As a member of Gen 1 Club, she worked toward this year's mission, helping children at Princeton Nursery with reading in both English and Spanish. The club acquired children's books that discuss diversity and the growing up as a POC. Every week, Sophia visited the nursery school and read to a group of kids. Sophia's dedication to improving life for her peers has been evident in 3 projects outside of her clubs as well. To support students of color, Sophia was a member of the planning committee for the Rohr Center, a safe place for students of color at PHS that was created during the past year. At the Rohr Center, students of color and of varying ethnicities and backgrounds can gather for conversations without judgment. To support female students, Sophia participated in the PHS Period Project, an initiative dedicated to making menstrual products available in all women's and gender-neutral bathrooms. To support non-native English-speaking students, Sophia served as the first ever peer group leader for a group of English language learners, students whose first language was Spanish. As one of the first students to serve in this role, Sophia said she'd initially felt apprehensive, but she developed a strong bond with her group. She listened as these students described the difficult circumstances in which they found themselves, and she helped them find needed services and resources. While traveling her road to leadership, Sophia has helped to strengthen the support network available to her peers, leaving a gift for future high school students who may also feel like outsiders when they first arrive. Sophia's nominator is Farah Parker, who, by the way, was herself one of the first recipients of this Unity Award.
I'm delighted to have the opportunity to offer Sophia this award. Sophia and I met in January as I came to take the seat of Ms. Sadiq while she was out on maternity leave. And right away we got to work, right away. And I was incredibly thrilled and excited to be around a young lady who had so much energy and who often spoke with so much hope and aspirations of the many things that she wanted to see around the school, and more specifically with her peers and young women of color. And so with that in mind, it was pretty much a very easy thing for me to decide. I think that Sophia is much deserving of this award. So me and Ms. Sadiq wanted to offer you a congratulations, as we are incredibly proud of all that you do and all that you will continue to do. I told her that I would find something that I wanted to say, but I have found one of my favorite poems that I used to share with my students in my previous school, so I'm going to read this one to you. Proud. I am so proud of you. I am proud that you keep showing up every single day. I am proud of all the tough decisions you have had to make, and that even though it was hard, you stood your ground. I'm proud that you never gave up on yourself and kept fighting for everything you love. I'm proud that despite everything you've been through, you still wake up and find a way to smile every day. I'm proud that even though you've seen so much darkness and challenges, you always continue to search for the light. I'm proud of you and how far you've come. I'm even more proud for everything that's still to come. Congratulations, Sophia.
Okay, hi, sorry. I'm not gonna cry, but that was really beautiful. Thank you so much. Okay, first of all, thank you so much for this award. I am truly humbled and grateful for this recognition. I want to express my sincerest appreciation to Ms. Parker and Ms. Sadiq. Thank you for letting me go to your room and just talk to you about everything and nothing and all the stuff that goes on in my brain. Your support and encouragement have meant the world to me during this past few months. I want to support and I want to thank everybody that has ever helped me, especially my family. I look for them whenever I am doubting myself or doubting the world around me, and they constantly reassure me that everything will be okay somehow. I want to thank my mom because she's the reason why I'm here. I would not be who I am without the fact that she helped us move here. I know that when we first moved, it was really scary, and I didn't want to move, and I thought everything would just not work out, but she convinced me, and she kind of forced me to move here. But okay, like I'm still thankful for it. I appreciate that you did that for me. And I like to think that every sacrifice my family has done and all of my ancestors have done was for me to have the chance to be here. And I don't want to just waste that chance. I want to make a difference, and I want to help my people. And that is one of the most important things to me. Help my people, be it in Mexico or in here, and that's what I try to do this year. So yeah, I moved about 4 years ago, and I really felt like I was never going to belong to either Mexico or the US, but I have found my people here. I found friends that also moved here, or friends that somehow understood what immigration was like, and that has really brought me a lot of peace, and I want to do that for other people. I want to be the person that understands and listens to them when they want to talk about, moving here. So, yeah, and I want to thank my friends because they are also a huge part of my life. So, yeah, thank you.
Congratulations, Sophia. That concludes our Student Unity Awards, and congratulations once again to all of you. If you could just please stand up, the winners of the Unity Awards, just so we can give them a round of applause.
Thank you, guys. Now we are turning the program over to longtime Not in Our Town board member Wilma Solomon, who will introduce the students who are part of the Not in Our Town Youth Fellowship Program.
We have an unusually full program today, which is really, it's wonderful. And but before we transition to our fellowship program, two things. I would just really want to give my gratitude to Ida and Jamin, who stepped in really not that long ago. And I really also, let us give our Unity awardees another hand for all that work that they're doing. So this year, for the first time, Not in Our Town created what we call a youth fellowship program. We invited students from throughout the community to submit a proposal for a project that would impact equity, working against white supremacy, building inclusive communities. And there were 3 students who were selected, and during this year, they have been mentored by one member of our Not in Our Town board. So you can see from your program who they are. I'm going to introduce the first fellow is Adrian Sariasol. However, Adrian is now singing a solo over at Princeton High School at their cabaret. So in his place, we have the person who is taking over the project next year, Cassie Matova, who is going to do the presentation for Adrian. I think Adrian should be on the screen at this point, is he? Yeah, he's looking very dapper, I think. All right, so Cassie? There you go.
Hello, everyone. I am very excited to be here tonight. I am Cassie Matova, the current vice president of the Community Cycling Service Club, and I will be presenting to you, in the stead of Adrian Sarasol, the current president, our bike repair program. All right. So, a big problem in our community is a lack of transportation equity, with some people not able to buy cars or bikes that could get them to school or work. And this program was our solution. The Bike Repair Program is a self-sustaining bicycle repair program that collects, refurbishes, and donates bikes to low-income community members, and has accomplished a lot this past year. We've collected over 60 bikes so far, 20 of which are now fixed up and in good hands. As a club, we've had 11 volunteers help us out in the shop, and we hope to reach more as a community service project that will be starting this September. And, last but not least, we've won a $2,500 grant from the Princeton Regional Education Association. One that went to, And this grant went towards purchasing parts for bike repairs and towards the Summer Cycling Fest, an event, a bike safety event, and a giveaway event that will take place this Sunday, June 11th. We hope to see you there if you want to come. And, of course, I'd also like to give a shout out to our partners, to Cop Cycles and its crew, who gave us tools, guidance, and a spot to set up shop and keep our bikes. To the Pedestrian Bicycle Advisory Committee, who helped us collect our first 55 bikes. To Sustainable Princeton, who invited us to their Spring 2022 Shred Fest, E-Commuter Fest, and, most recently, their Earth Day celebration. And to the Princeton Police, who invited us to their Wheels Rodeo and their Trunk or Treat, where we do free light bike repairs. And, of course, to everyone who helped us out along the way, to everyone who was so kind as to donate and collect bikes, we can only say thank you.
I am obviously not as polished and prepared as our MCs are, so I forgot a few things. All our youth fellows are receiving a certificate which says also for their commitment and work to advance racial justice and equity and to build inclusive communities as youth fellowship recipients, and they will receive $150 towards their projects. Even though you're not Adrian, let's get your photo here. Okay.
On the topic of the man himself behind it all, I would like to extend my thanks to Adrian, who has helped guide me along the way, who has taught me a lot of important things on bike repairs and on leadership. I wish him best of luck in his adventures outside of high school. I hope I can take care of this club as well as he took care of me.
Okay, I just also wanted to say, unfortunately, the three mentors who work with these students were not able to be here. But Adrian's mentor was Surya Baliga, who actually joined Not in Our Town as a youth advisor, and she's just became a remarkable member of our board. Our next awardee is Rachel Guhafakurta, and her mentor was Pro Team Adhikari. And Rachel has created a program called Pathways, which aims to provide mentorship and early engagement strategies for underrepresented students so that they can achieve higher education. Rachel.
Hello, I am Rachel Guithacorda, and
I just want to start by thanking NIOT so much for providing me this opportunity to work on a program that is very near and dear to my heart. Both of my parents are immigrants. They came to this country with not much, and it was the support of our neighbors and many wonderful individuals that helped us along the way, and this support I would love to pass on to the next generations. So the problem I identified was that achieving higher education requires knowledge and opportunities that many native, or people that are native to America, they have an upper hand in that sense that they have this prior knowledge. Many people that come to this country, they don't know what their students and what their children need to achieve, and they are not open to this network of information that can aid them in their growth as a student, as a person, as an individual. And our mission is to provide mentorship and early engagement strategies for underrepresented students and their families. This includes helping them apply for summer programs, helping them identify their passions, and even more, pursuing these passions, and helping them apply for financial aid grants. So key outcomes from this year include, well, we started the program, so that was a very big part, and we recruited 6 mentors from PHS, held icebreaker meetings with 6 members from Princeton Middle School, and answered questions and concerns, and most importantly, we guided the course selection process for all the high schoolers here. As we know, course selection is very important, and it's crucial during your 8th grade to 9th grade year, as these courses can dictate your trajectory, your high school's course trajectory, and it are these courses that helps students find their passions and launches them into careers. At the moment, we focus on ESL students, so our 6 mentees are ESL students, and in the future, we hope to extend the program to all the students in Princeton Middle School. I would like to thank our team. Don't we look cute? So a big thanks to them. I could not do this without them. And also a big thank you to the NIOT board, to Protem. He has been my mentor throughout, and he has definitely upgraded my slide presentation skills. And a huge thank you to Dr. Dinan. When I started this program, it's a flurry of information, and you feel like you're flying blind until you find people like Protem, Dr. Dinan, Miss Bernal at the middle school, Miss Lee, and Miss D. Sebastian. So thank you so much.
We happen to be neighbors, and if you want some really good food from India, just talk to Rachel's dad. He's ready. Right. Next up is Sheena Ash. You know, she's amazing. She got the Paul Robe. Didn't you get the Paul Robeson Award last year? And, you know, she's only a sophomore, so I just can't imagine what's going to happen next year. So Sheena's mentor was Anna Kyriakos, and her project was creating an inclusive school environment for marginalized students at PHS through information and advocacy. And the goal was to create a safe space where every student can freely address their concerns, such as any discriminatory, racist, prejudicial, stereotypical, I don't even know this word, religio-theophobic, interesting, behavior in classrooms, hallways, and during and after school hours. Like, this is a really small goal here. Sheena. That was a joke.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's such an honor to be here today. When I first applied to be an NIOT Youth Fellow, it had been a couple months after my grandmother's passing, and I realized how much of an advocate my grandmother was in the church for every single life, and I appreciate my grandmother so much for teaching me how to love and really care for everyone. So when I applied, I was so happy to get in. I was like, there's so much I want to do. I want to save the world in a year, but of course I can't do that. But it's just an honor. It's an absolute honor to be in front of so many great minds and hearts today. So my idea for Allies for Everyone originated in the 7th grade when I was in my racial literacy class, and I talked to Ms. Paredes, and I just said I want there to be a space where all students can feel comfortable sharing their experiences in school, you know, if they don't know their counselor well enough, and they can meet and talk to other students. And when I got to the high school, I had my idea on the back burner, but NIOT just helped me reignite that passion and that flame for social justice, and I just appreciate it. So I think keeping my vision on the back burner was the best choice I could have made until this year. So while as a youth fellow, I have been given so much support and faith, and just with this, today I present to you my year-long journey, hopefully in 5 minutes because I talk way too much, to creating a more inclusive environment for specifically this year, our neurodivergent and disabled students. I worked with my mentor a lot, Anna. She's not here today, but I love her so much. She literally bore all of my crazy ideas. But the major goal was to debunk the stigma around neurodivergent and disabled students in our school, as well as making words like disabled and autistic taboo no longer, you know, making sure that we don't dehumanize our neurodivergent students as well, and accept these individuals rather than just be aware of their existence. So who are we helping? The FOR in Allies for Everyone stands for students of oppressed races, religions, within the LGBTQ community, as well as our neurodivergent and disabled students. And I put an asterisk next to your neurodivergent and disabled in case you don't know what neurodivergent means. It means, I love this definition below on the screen. Neurodiversity can be understood as naturally occurring variation in the ways that humans perceive, experience, and interact with the world. And I think it's so important that we are able to accept each one of our own individual outlooks on the world, because that's how we really do become a community. And I appreciate Princeton so much for providing those foundations and the love needed for us all to come together and see each other's minds as each individual beautiful thing that we can all embrace and build something beautiful out of. So some of the former problems on the next slide show what I saw as soon as I walked into PHS and what I wanted our club to do. So we realized that there weren't any events highlighting neurodivergent or disabled students in our school, and there wasn't really any generalized information that all students and staff could know on how to interact with their students and peers that were a part of the neurodivergent or disabled community, as well as just an overall lack of inclusion. So in order to target this, our club leader, Jorge Narvaez, which is also the leader of Neurodivergent Mental Health Coalition, he is the first autistic individual in PHS to spearhead and start his own club. I think that's absolutely amazing. Yes. And I'm so honored to say I am a co-leader for that club as well. But with the inspiration of clubs like Common Ground that have been there before us, as well as, you know, Mental Health Awareness Club, we were able to kind of form this one tight family of a club that, through the Day of Dialogue, which is shown on the next slide, can really express our neurodivergent individuals and show visibility and inclusion for them. So actually, thanks to Alex and Jamin, leaders of the Diversity Council, we were able to have our own table where we could spotlight this community. And so on this slide shows a couple of the infographics that we have in our pamphlet. So some of the things that we were able to do with our club, we implemented these resources, such as this pamphlet and some of the ideas in them, across 4 different locations in the school. And they've actually run out, which I'm really happy about. So they were in the Wellness Center. That was actually a new addition to the school, kind of just like a subsection of our counselor's office. We put them in both main intersections, which is super cool, by the Tower magazines that our school creates, as well as the Learning Commons that Ms. Pajoni has really helped with creating and giving a comfortable space with enough information and books and materials so that all of our students can read and understand about our peers. So there's also a QR code there if you want to scan it and see more of the pamphlet. I know it's really techy, but you can also just talk to me later. So this next slide has all the images of our Day of Dialogue event. Oh my gosh, I love this day so much. It was so informative and it was so beautiful. We had our own Paralympics course to kind of give students an insight into the day-to-day lives of disabled individuals and kind of show that the activities we take for granted every day are really just, it shows a huge amount of resilience and prosperity of those individuals, and I think it's best that we recognize them and appreciate them for that. We had LEB giving each member and student, it was over 8 periods, which was great because we got a huge diverse group of students able to come and see themselves or their friends, family, peers represented in our slides and our information, and show them that we are aware these communities exist in our school, and we want to make sure that they are heard and seen and loved. We have some of our club members in this image. We had some sensory toys and stickers, mental health awareness stickers, as well as Autism Acceptance Month stickers, just everything to highlight this community. And so finally, our goals for next year. So we really want to have a testimonial/video series of each student. There's one wonderful child that sits to us every lunch. Actually, Jorge is my literal best friend since the 7th grade. He brings a lot of different students from the Buddy program as well to our table, and I absolutely love the Buddy program. I have a lot of friends in the Buddy program. A new student by the name of Alex, I believe, just joined, and he is just a beam of joy. He loves all things band and music. He happens to have Down syndrome, and he just brightens up our whole table every lunch period. He's absolutely amazing. So with that being said, we also want to work a lot more with the new administration. There have been a couple of changes lately over the years, over the past couple of months even really, but we want to make sure that we're still moving forward with our goals and making sure that the district and the school knows that we still are committed to our initiative. As well as we want to expand our website to include recent events and data. We want to catch everybody up in the Princeton community on what's going on with our club and our school and how we're making our school a more inclusive place. As well as, this was actually a goal for more of the beginning of the year, but I talked with Anna a lot about it, about implementing a mandatory staff professional development so that teachers can get to know more about how to better accommodate their students in ICRP classes or programs, or students that have an IEP. And if you don't know what ICRPs are, they are in-class research programs, as well as IEPs are individualized education programs. So I think that's super important. That teachers are educated as well, not just our students. And we want to keep spreading the love. And I like the kid said earlier, oh my God, I love children so much, even though I'm a child. But they were so right that love is really does conquer all, and it's the way that we are able to keep striving, keep going forward as beautiful hearts and minds, and it's so beautiful to see all of you today. You are such amazing people, and you have such amazing and brilliant hearts, and you really do shine. So I just want to say, anybody who wants to take that step forward and keep our, initiative going in the school and keep on informing our youth and our teachers and peers and staff, and just are, ready to grow as a community and as a school. I just welcome you to talk to me or join our club, and we're open, we're here for you. And so finally, just thank you so much. There's the QR code, and we're just, Mom, I love you. And thank you again to NIOT, and John and Alex, all of you wonderful people. I appreciate you, thank you.
That was a beautiful speech, everyone. We would like to hear from some of our community and school leaders. First, we'd like to hear from Dr. Kelly.
Okay, Sheena, thanks a lot. I'm like, who can follow that, right? Good evening, everyone. How are you? My name is Carol Kelly. I have the pleasure of serving as superintendent of Princeton Public Schools. In the district, we make a promise, and our promise is to help prepare all of our students to lead lives of joy and purpose as knowledgeable, creative, compassionate citizens of a global society. And I think this evening, I want to thank Not in Our Town for highlighting how creative, how compassionate our students are. So thank you so much for allowing me to give remarks this evening. To each of our award winners, I have been so inspired, not just this evening, but in seeing your work. You know, I said to Dr. BJ earlier, I didn't realize that the student who advocated for the Lunar New Year was in middle school. I can't imagine when I was in middle school, I know I wasn't advocating for that. It was probably, can you serve more French fries during lunch? But really, it takes an entire community to help the district fulfill that promise. So once again, I thank all of the organizers of this event, and please continue to support our students because they are absolutely remarkable. Good evening, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, we would like to hear from Daphne Kendall, the school board president.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you to Not in Our Town for hosting these Unity Awards. It's great to be here tonight to celebrate the achievements of these outstanding students and to be a part of the 26th annual ceremony. Thank you to Shirley and Wilma and Linda and the rest of the Not in Our Town board for your tireless commitment to racial justice and inclusiveness in our community. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the board of Not in Our Town for their work with students. Congratulations to Scarlett, Alex, Katerina, Melanie, Sophia, Gabe, Kailani, Helena, Adrian, Rachel, and Sheena. You are so important to our community, and can we just give them a round of applause one more time? On behalf of the Board of Education, we are so proud of your accomplishments. Albert Einstein said that the world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. So thank you for all you do to make the school community and the Princeton community less dangerous. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll hear from Mia Sachs, President of the Princeton Town Council.
Thank you so much. There's been a lot of talking tonight, so I'll be brief. I'm the council president, and on behalf of the mayor and the other 5 members of the town council, I just wanted to let you all know how incredibly proud and honored we are to represent you all. And the awardees tonight represent what makes our town truly special and what keeps us getting up in the morning to represent the town. So I actually was, just face recognition here. I was thinking today about why we do not have more youth participation in civic life in Princeton. I would say that the average age of people who attend our council and planning board and zoning board meetings is probably 65. That's the mid-range age. And these are not the people who are going to spend the rest of their life in our town. So I wanted to make a special plea to all of the young people, the awardees tonight, to encourage your peers to get more involved with local government, because that is what will ultimately make a difference in our country. So I printed out, I was doing a little research into analyses of why there's not more participation among young people in local civic life, and I found this tips for community leaders, which I sent to the rest of the governing body today. And I'm going to read it to you. It's from the perspective of a young person. It says, young people are an asset. Clearly we see that tonight. Treat youth as allies, not like a burden. So I want to make some promises to you tonight with each one of these points. We want you to be our ally. We don't consider you a burden, and we would like you to partner with us in making our town a more equitable place. Listen to us, don't patronize. As our elected official, your voice represents all of us, regardless of our age. Your decision should be made with a serious consideration of youth input. I want to promise you all that we will try our best to prioritize and to consider your youth input and to consider it of equal value to all the other inputs, which are many that we receive. Ask us, don't make assumptions. Very good point. We want to have more opportunities to ask you what you think we should be doing, how we should be doing it better, and how we can better serve your needs. Get youth voice and input, and that's what we would like to do more of. Many of the policies and programs that policymakers implement directly affect young people, but oftentimes youth are never asked their opinions about what they believe will truly benefit their schools and communities. So we would like you all to reach out to us, to provide input, to provide feedback, and to let us know how the policies that we're working on can truly benefit the youth in our community. So that's our promise to you. I also just wanted to thank Not in Our Town. I remember, I don't know, it must have been about 12 years ago, Linda Oppenheim and Wilma and Larry Sproul sat around Linda's dining room table, and I think we spent about 3 hours brainstorming about how Not in Our Town could have a deeper, more robust, more lasting impact in Princeton. And I have to say that what the board of Not in Our Town and the members of Not in Our Town have done to create a more inclusive town has been beyond what I ever thought was possible. You've become our moral compass, and you're helping our youth to go out into the world and to embody the values that they've learned here in Princeton, particularly in interacting with Not in Our Town. I graduated from Princeton High School a very long time ago. But I like to say that when I graduated, I was a full-fledged social justice activist. That's what Princeton gave to me. And I spent most of my professional life working in human rights and civil liberties. And then I ended up getting involved with public service in local government. And my other ask for the young people here tonight is to consider taking your ideals of social justice and commitment to forming a more perfect union in this country, and consider making them a lifelong professional commitment. There will be tremendous pressure on you to be involved in professions in which financial compensation is the most important objective. And I want to share with you that after all these many decades of graduating, after I graduated from Princeton High School, I do not regret for a moment that I spent my life involved with trying to make the world a better place. I didn't make a lot of money, but I feel really pleased with the choices that I made, and I feel like there was more space when I was younger to make the choices to go into social justice professionally and into public service. And so I just hope that all of you will find your inner space and your ethical compass and resist some of the pressures to just go into a profession where financial compensation is the only objective. So anyway, thank you all. You know how to reach us in local government, and we look forward to hearing from you. So thank you.
Thank you all. Now we would like to hear from any of you who would like to say a few words about our student. If you'd like to, raise your hand and if you come up. Okay. Now let's hear the lovely voice of Cassie Matova and her rendition of Proud Mary.
Hello again. This one goes out to all my family, near and far, and all my friends who are there for me when I need them and when I think I don't. As via Wicho. Left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. And I never lost 1 minute of sleeping, worrying about the way things might have been. Maybe we'll keep on turning, Proud Mary, keep on burning, rolling, rolling, rolling down the river. Cleaned a lot of plates in Memphis, pumped a lot of pain down in New Orleans. But I never saw the good side of the city till I hitched a ride on the Riverboat Queen. Big wheel, keep on turning, Proud Mary, keep on burning, rolling, rolling, rolling down the river. Rolling, rolling, rolling down the river. Bet you're gonna find some people who live. You don't have to worry, no, you have no money. People on the river are happy to give. Big wheel, keep on turning, Proud Mary, keep on burning, rolling, rolling, rolling down the river. Rolling, rolling, rolling down the river. Rolling, rolling, rolling down the river. Rolling, rolling, rolling down the river.
Wow, oh my God. Can we get another round of applause for Cassie? Before we turn over to Ms. Solomon for the special presentation, we would just like to recognize Mayor Frida in the back. We'd also like to recognize Leighton Newland, who is also here. Thank you so much for coming. Now we will move on to Ms. Solomon, who will have a special presentation.
Hi, Beth, Beth Barron is here also from the school board, right? Hi. I don't know, are there any other council members or members of the Board of Ed, or does anyone want to be recognized? Okay. All right, wow. So this is a bit of a surprise for some people. I'm just going to ask everyone that I mentioned to come up here. Okay, Shirley Satterfield. Larry and Fern Spruill. Joanne Parker. What? Oh, boy. So I just, they're coming up here. Awardees, you are seeing these amazing people, and Joanne's husband, Tommy, also, I think, is Tommy on the screen? There, okay, who unfortunately is recovering from a serious situation. These incredible people have spent a lifetime of commitment to racial justice and equity. They have literally affected the lives of thousands of young people and other members of our community. And I'm sure most of you do know at least one person here, right? Or you've heard of them, right? So there's no way that I can even begin to mention everything that they've been involved with. But many of you know that Fern and Larry started Committed and Faithful Princetonians, where every week young people came together, enjoyed Fern's meals, and they nurtured their soul, their body, and their spirit. And that's just one thing. And many of you may know that Fern is a crossing guard and meets many, many children. She is now the chair of the Civil Rights Commission, used to be the chair of the Minority Education Committee. I just can go on and on here. And we know Larry also very involved. I mean, Larry's telling me he's working 7 days a week at Princeton University. So, I mean, he's affected all those students there. And he just happens to be the vice president of the Human Services Commission. He's, no, not anymore. Oh, well, he was. Okay, he's still on it. He's involved in Princeton and Mutual Aid, Latin American Legal Defense Fund, so many things. And they have all been, given awards. And, of course, we all know Ms. Shirley Satterfield. She's like the preeminent historian of our African American community, longtime teacher and guidance counselor, started the Pulse organization for young women, took students to colleges. Shirley sat at a lunch counter down in Greensboro, North Carolina, back in the 60s. Okay, some of you may not know that. She stood her ground, so to speak. I don't know if that's actually the best thing to say, but she was involved in the civil rights movement. She She's the president of the Witherspoon Jackson Historical and Cultural Society and has advocated for the district to be a historical district. Heinz Plaza is there, named after Albert Heinz because of Miss Satterfield, my sister. I don't even know it. So many people have been in her living room that have gone on to write books, create films, you know. Her house used to be a museum. It still is. What is it? Right. And then, of course, Joanne Parker and Tommy Parker, and Farrah Parker, one of their 6 children. They've really nurtured so many people. Joanne was at the middle school for so many years, connected with the kids. There's a corner house. I don't even know what. She's head of youth at the First Baptist Church. And of course, we all know Tommy has given his life and blood to the children in sports, and he was the chair of the Civil Rights Commission, involved in bringing people together in study circles around racism. So much, and I don't know. And everybody's gotten awards here, and Fern and Shirley and Joanne and Larry are members of our Not in Our Town board. And we just felt, it's just time. It's just time to acknowledge you. So we have certificate honoring your community leadership for your commitment and work to advance racial justice and equity and to build inclusive communities. And if you let us know an organization that you support, we will contribute $150 in your honor to that organization. So, okay, our MCs are going to close out, but one thing I wanted to say is those 3 young people who spoke earlier today are Joanne and Tommy Parker's grandchildren, and so you can see the legacy going on from there. And okay, you're on.
Thank you so much for being here for our students. And feel free to gather afterwards for a while, enjoy some refreshments, take some beautiful photos. And yeah, have a safe evening and be well. I'm sorry about the smoke, but it is what it is.
Will all the Not in Our Town board members gather around the welcoming table, please? We need a photo. Thanks.
You guys do.